So let me explain the past like 3 or 4. No, today's Friday. The past since last Saturday. Lord have mercy. So it's been a week basically. Um, they were calling for some severe winter weather, icing. Um, you know, we kind of expected like the typical few inches of snow and ice, and that's pretty. It happens maybe once or twice a year in West Tennessee. Um, a lot of people didn't really understand how bad that it was going to get. A lot of people kept comparing it to 1994's ice storm, where people didn't have power for weeks, and that is quite literally the situation that we're in right now. In my local town, there were multiple neighborhoods that had almost every power pole down. Power lines were strung across the roads everywhere, multiple trees down. I mean, it looked as if an F4 tornado had gone through these neighborhoods 3 different times. And this was like within 2 days, it did this. And so it was just devastating, and people were not prepared the way they needed to be. Um, and, I, it's not really a joking matter, but you know, everyone's always concerned about milk and bread, and uh, I think people realize that propane and fuel for their vehicles and a way to stay warm is much more important than the milk and bread craze when there's a winter storm warning. It's been wild. The community has really come together, and I mean, here in the South, so everybody's got a chainsaw and everybody's got um, off-road vehicles and trucks and heavy equipment. And I just, within our neighboring community, there's been a lot of local help, people coming out and cleaning up, and but it's a lot. There's a lot of cleanup that's got to be done. And like I said, I personally, I've been sick for the past 2 or 3 days and have not felt great, and um, that's just, it kind of comes with the weather, I guess. But um, I'm gonna throw up some pictures in here, so you can kind of see some of the damage. Um, there was a place yesterday where the home that we were on had a ginormous tree on it, and it took us hours on the roof of this house trying to get this tree off and cut up and disposed of properly without doing more damage. And um, I mean, it's just one thing after another. Just the roads were terrible. Um, there was one night which I did film some of it, but you can't really see anything because it was pitch black. There was no power. Um, it 90% of our town still doesn't have power, but transformers were just blowing left and right. The neighborhood that I'm in right now is called the Woods of Pickwick, and I mean, every 10 seconds a tree fell or a big branch fell, just from the weight of the ice. So it was. I'm only even mentioning this because it was a historical event. I've heard a lot of people say that this was worse than 1994. Obviously, I was not alive for that, um, but uh, I can honestly tell you from kind of shifting gears more towards the overland stuff. Um, overlanding is a hobby, and a lot of people think that you overdo it with gear. Um, but I want to tell you, in an emergency situation, uh, all of my overland gear came in unbelievably handy. It didn't. I mean, we were. I wasn't just racing everybody in the world to go get supplies. I felt very prepared. Multiple power stations, having ways to charge electronics, and really just charge anything. Portable lights, having light for your home when there's zero power at nighttime is important. Diesel heaters, propane, camp stoves, having a way to cook food, just all the camp essentials, really. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, but I mean, things that I use when I overland, and just that stuff came in really handy. And so, if anything, this is just an encouragement for people that are into overlanding. Have a way to access all of your stuff in the event of an emergency, because it will come in extremely, extremely useful. Um, we've gone a little bit beyond more of just the basics. We had to pull out generators and, we, heating sources for multiple people and families and stuff. So, but on a personal level, if you're just trying to keep your family warm and fed, your overland stuff will take care of you. And so, I guess it's just a word to my followers to just always stay prepared, because you never know what's going to happen. And there's still the word on the street is that it's going to be 3 weeks to a month before probably 75% of the people in this area have power again, and that's pretty detrimental. And there have been some great doors open locally where people can go take a hot shower, get access to Wi-Fi. We do have cell service again, which is a good thing, but it's just a lot. So anyway, I know that was kind of long-winded, but we're gonna continue on the build here soon. We've got a lot of cleanup stuff happening here soon, and but we've got some big trips coming, and I want to make sure that this is ready and prepared for that. So y'all stay tuned. As soon as we get the power back on, we're gonna finish up that drawer system and get it installed in the Jeep. So see y'all when the power's back.